I am so excited for today because I will be joined by Esjay Jones, producer, songwriter, and just all around awesome artist. Um, so yeah, I hope you're ready. My name's HP. This is Metal Mad TV. Thanks for watching.
Well, hi.
Hey there!
How are you?
I'm doing great. What's up, SJ?
What is up with you?
Nothing much. So glad to have you back. Your second time this year with Metal Mad TV. I'm super excited to be able to do that.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super stoked.
Of course. Okay, so I just saw you post on Instagram. What were you listening to? You were listening to Meek, a song.
Yeah. So a song called Meek. It's a song that I co-wrote with my friend. His band's called Contra Collective.
Oh,
And they're super, super dope, and they just dropped their single yesterday. So go check it out. It's called Meek. It's awesome.
yes. That's probably my favorite part of interviews is literally just asking people, what are you listening to? And getting an entire list of things I can discover for myself. So
Nice. Well, don't ask me that question just yet because I have to think about it.
okay, we'll put a pin in it. We'll come back to that question.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were born in South Africa. You created this famous brainchild, a band called Stealing Love Jones, there, and you were like a rocker, an awesome rock chick from South Africa, and you went on an American tour, right? As Metal Mad TV fans already know, since you worked or you had an interview in January with us, right? Um, and you talked a little bit about like your journey coming to America, the struggle at first, the like tough transition. I want to know a little bit about like what the transition was like for you being an artist and then becoming a singer-songwriter for other musicians.
Um, it's a good question.
The big question.
It's a good and a big question. I think first of all it was a really humbling experience coming from South Africa, where I was in a band that was really established, and we had a couple of #1 hits, and we were being flown around in helicopters. Like our New Year's Eve was like 3 shows. Like we'd get dropped off at one point, play a show, get picked up, fly to another place. So and then we came to the States, and it was like shell shock. It was like, oh, we had these huge delusions of grandeur that our little band that we thought was so big, that and America is just massive. South Africa fits into Texas.
Super small, yeah.
So it was a very humbling experience, and I learned a lot from the disappointment, I guess, of the failure of the band coming here, and then organically transitioning into the songwriter producer role for pop artists, and then kind of getting back into rock and metal, which is where my heart is. And I've learned a lot from the pop music industry side, because I've learned how to craft a song in a different way than how I would have written a song just as a songwriter on my guitar in front of the piano. But yeah, I think overall just very grateful for where I am and the opportunity that I've got from being in the States, and learning from everything the States has to offer.
Yeah, I know. You've worked with some really heavy hitters in the US. My favorite being Morgan Lander. I love Kitty so much.
Yeah! Shout out Morgan!
Shout out to Morgan. Go stream moot. Go stream it. Can you talk to me? Okay, so you first, We Are Pigs, which is your new project. You started with covering Slipknot's Duality in 2020. Okay. I never opened with this, but that is my favorite band. I'm from Iowa, so I grew up with
guys. Damn, girl.
So I'm a maggot, you know what I'm saying? What made you start there? You started there and you added in some, I think you called it like depressed trap beats. What made you start there? Such an iconic song.
You know, I think there were so many things that kind of led to choosing that song. First of all, I love Slipknot. Duality is probably one of the most perfectly written songs in my humble opinion. And so reinterpreting a song like that is very risque. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that's, people are either going to love it or hate it, which is, that is what it is. And then the reason why we started with a cover was, I was just watching kind of the TikTok trends and seeing what was happening, and people were dropping covers all the time, and covers just seemed to be received so much better than original music. For some reason, I think during the pandemic, people were going back to things that were more familiar. So releasing that cover is something that was familiar, but then it was also put in like a slightly more modern way, which people that are maybe more into trap or hip hop music would be more into it. So and also I just think Slipknot are marketing geniuses. It's like where we got the ideas for the pig masks for We Are Pigs is like, these guys are just like, they're rocking these masks. It's like they could be 89 years old and you would never know because they have a mask on. Genius. Corey Taylor, you are a genius. James, literally, you are a genius.
The second time I saw Slipknot live was in Iowa at Wells Fargo Arena, and Corey Taylor's neck was like super messed up back then. Like he had a brace for a while, but like the mask was still on, the fire was still there, everything was still there. So yeah, it's really interesting. And that's interesting that's sort of the connection with the pig mask. That was another question I was going to ask you. Like, what's the origin story behind like the pig imagery in your music videos and merch?
I think a lot of it has to do with, I don't know if you ever read the book Lord of the Flies.
Yes.
So if I haven't read it for years, but it was heavily influenced kind of just off of the concept of that, just sort of what people are, how do people fundamentally act in groups, and I think people are fundamentally evil when they get into like, into groups of people. They don't always seem to make the right decisions. So this is very much a concept album. It's a concept project. The masked figure of the girl is, it's a lot easier it's kind of easier for me to be able to express or say things where it's not Esjay Jones saying it. It's this pig masked caricature thing, and it kind of, I don't know, it seems to give me like some sense of like security, like that if people hate it, it's like a security blanket, I guess, or like a shield. So that's kind of where I was going with it, if that makes any sense at all.
No, that totally makes sense. And it kind of gives you this anonymity, like to, and to be able to, a faceless project kind of allows you to be able to do more than, what people might expect of you.
Totally. And I think also, I've said this before in a couple of interviews, I was like, I don't feel like the world, like society doesn't look upon aging women well. I feel like society is really hard on women in general. And so I think that this is like my moniker and my mask of just being like, you know what, maybe like I want to be 60 and still like rocking out one day, and take it from Slipknot, it's like, it's kind of a mask and a shield from the unkindness of the world, I guess.
Yeah, I love that. I love when projects have such like deep roots, or like it's an actual concept behind it, and it's not just like okay, here's some shocking things.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
shock you right now. But let's give you this little piece of the puzzle and see if you can figure out another piece of it.
Totally. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every single part, like every single song, everything of this project is thought out. It's like this project is completely art. It's like it's 100% self-indulgence. Which a lot of people are not making records for themselves. They make records to make money. It's like I feel like I make music, not money. That's kind of what this project is for me. It's like it's pure art. And honestly, if nobody ever buys a record, I really don't care, because it's like it sits so well with me. And like the people that I get to make this art with is so fulfilling. That's really all that counts. So it's nice that people are enjoying it though.
Yeah.
So that does feel good.
And you've talked about this like idea of like the group and collaborating with other people. You've collaborated with Head, Reveal, that song I just started listening to, Burn Run with Burn Run.
Yeah.
It sounds like since the last interview that you had with Metal Mind TV, you talked about like releasing singles throughout the year. And my question to you is, how do you determine like what the next collaboration would be? Like I remember, I think it was the Behind the Music clip from the Grammys. You were talking about it, and you talked about this like emotional, intimate connection that you have with artists. How do you approach building that relationship? Like that sounds like a lot to do in 1 year of like connecting with so many different people on that intimate level, that deep level.
Totally. That's a great question. I think these relationships have been, and these collaborations have been with people that I've built relationships with over years and years and years. Like I've been in the music business for over 25 years. It may seem unrealistic, but it's like I've been in this since I was 12.
Ballet at the beginning.
Yeah. So right in the beginning was I've been doing this for a long time. So it's like the relationships that I've built and I've learned a lot. And I think you start to get into circles where people trust you just because of your reputation and what kind of human being you are. And I really think like, they always say actions are louder than words. And I think it is, it's like people, especially artists and people that are famous, I think that they have a very high guard up. So just being a trustworthy person and somebody that people want to be around, I think is important. Being a good person, and that I think has been a testament, I guess, to, I don't know, my efforts throughout the years, my hustle, that South African hustle in us. And during the pandemic, I just reached out and was like, hey, you guys on touring? You want to write a song together? So, and everybody said yes. So it's been, it hasn't even really been a thing of who to choose next. It was kind of like I just put out a whole bunch of postulates and was just like, let's see who comes back. And they all kind of came back at the same time. So I've just been sitting on these songs for a while. The song with Billy Corgan is not finished yet. I still have to mix the song with Keith Wallen from Breaking Benjamin, so there's a bunch of songs that, and of course I'm also doing a bunch of other projects which I've been hired for to produce and engineer. So it's like I'm so busy that I'm trying to get I'm trying to get everything done.
Yeah, I've been looking at your page a little bit. I've been trying to like scope out and see what the next thing is gonna be. There was a teaser I saw. You were like at a skate park. There was
yeah, that's what's up.
Any details on, what that is?
So I'm very excited about this because Terry Corso from the band Alien Ant Farm is the official guitar player for We Are Pigs.
Shout out.
So we're going to be hitting the road next year. We're going to be doing some festivals in the States and in Europe. And Terry and I wrote a song together called Anorectic. And it comes out around about the 17th of December. So about 3 weeks from now. I'm actually still waiting on the artwork right now. I'm running behind on this stuff. It's tough, girl. It's tough. I'm trying to do everything and wearing too many hats. But
you do it so well.
Thank you. I'm really excited about this song. And it was mastered by my homegirl Emily Lazar, and she is a badass. She's got a zillion Grammys, and so it's kind of really cool to start saying I'm starting to bring more powerful women into the coven,
Yeah. Come on.
It's been, it's so cool. I'm going to pivot here a little bit, but it's Morgan from Kitty and I were talking. It's I said to her, it was so refreshing when her and I connected, because I haven't felt a lot of love and support from women in general, honestly. It's I feel like women are each other's worst enemies. Girls, girls don't get behind each other, it's men support men, women support men, and we just left here, so it's it was just so wonderful. Morgan's just and the whole Kitty band, they just got behind me, and they're just such champions. And I was that's how we need to be as girls. It's getting behind each other and just being you are a boss bitch, go get it,
Yes.
So that was so cool. And it really inspired me. And then I reached out to OTEP, who I'm a huge fan of too, and I've been working on her new record with her, and I've become super tight. And it's just, and we were speaking again, the fact that us as women have not supported each other enough over the years, and we kind of we're all rallying together now.
Yeah,
I'm excited. There's a song with OTEP dropping probably January or February. And it's with a guitar player called Kiki Wango. You've probably seen her on Instagram, but she's a badass. So we just got a bunch of girls together and made this brutally heavy tune.
I'm telling you, when women get together and put that feminine energy together, amazing things.
There's something about it. Amen to that. There really is.
Yeah. Okay, so then who is your dream collaborator? Ever?
Okay. Alanis Morissette.
Alanis Morissette. I could see. Oh wow, that would be really interesting.
I mean, We Are Pigs is way too heavy for an Alanis collab, but it is my dream to co-write and produce her record.
Now why?
Yeah, man. I'm Alanis, if you're listening, call my management, please. I want to produce your next record.
Well, you know what? It's gonna happen. You speak it into
the universe now. That's what's up.
The universe is gonna take care of it, so don't even worry about it.
Oh, I love you. Yeah.
That's what I believe, truly. I mean, and you have an awesome story. You pivoted all the way from South Africa to with no backing here, and now you have all these amazing people that you get to collaborate with, that you have the privilege of being in their space, being in their energy, learning from them. Who else has really supported you throughout your time here? I know you mentioned Sean from Seether before in the interview,
right?
But who are some of those people?
Sean and I unfortunately have lost touch. but when I first got here, like he was a great support system. You know, like in terms of like musicians, not a lot really, but I mean, I've had such incredible people in my life. Like, I mean, great story. When I first got to the States, you know, I was really kind of down and out. My band had failed horribly here, and I sold everything up in South Africa and moved here and just started couch surfing and playing cover songs in bars like 5 nights a week. And this South African couple that lived in the United States, lived in San Diego, saw me playing at a Starbucks and like walked up to me and was like, hey, do you need a place to stay? Because we would love for you to live with us, like if you need a place to stay. You know, so it's like there's been so much favor in my life over my years on this earth. You know, it's like I just believe, I don't know, there has to be something, there has to be a purpose, right? Like people don't just walk up to you and be like, hey, why don't you come live with us? You know, it's like there's just been a lot of kindness in my life, and I'm not sure why. Yeah, I'm very grateful. So there's been lots of doors open, and people have really just given me a lot of opportunities. And, you know, I've made a lot of mistakes too, which I've learned from. But every day is an adventure.
Yeah. Biggest lesson that you've learned? Biggest lesson?
The biggest lesson that I've learned, I think you should always follow your gut, because I think sometimes if you follow your heart, I think that gets you into trouble. I think sometimes following your heart is not the right thing, and that you should follow your head and your gut. That's been my biggest lesson. I'm a person that thinks with my emotions. I'm a super emotional being, and so it has got me into a lot of trouble with a bunch of things, you know, because it's like business wise, you know, it's like I'm so madly in love with every person I write a song with. There's this intimacy and there's this connection, you know, but it's like there's also a business thing that happens there when there's labels involved, and so it's been an interesting lesson, which I haven't really learned from, but you know, maybe one day I will.
I'm sure you will. You've got time. I remember you know, also talking about how those times where you're, you know, really going through something, or you know, struggling, or something challenges going on in your life, you know, you make your best, you know, you're at your best, you make your best work. How do you balance like that, you know, that type of energy and your daily life? If it's so, you know, intertwined with your creativity, how do you then like go on throughout the day and not have that affect you?
I don't think I do.
Mm.
I think the balance is, my life is probably completely unbalanced from an emotional point of view. But I think it's important to do things that make you happy. You know, surfing is something that I love to do because it completely takes, like when I'm out in the water in backline, like I just feel like a kid again. Everything in me is just bubbling and I'm giddy and I'm so excited, and I'm not thinking about, it's probably the only time that I'm not thinking about music. And I think that music has such a one-dimensional effect on me and my emotions. So it's kind of like that surfing is that one thing for me that can shift that. But I guess it's finding what works for you, working out. I think it's stuff that really shakes up your routine. I think that's important too. You know, not sitting in front of a TV all day, you know, maybe reading a book. I don't know, just doing things different. I'm a creature of habit for sure. And I find that if I shake that up, I definitely feel better and get out of my funk, you know.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I'm just still thinking like, wow, you started in ballet and then you started in a band and then you went on your own and started like you've done every single thing. It feels like to me. What's been like the hardest phase of your artistic journey? This is a random question I just came up with, but
Phase. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I guess it was a phase. I had two-toned black and white hair, which was probably like the hottest phase, because I look back at the photos and I had snake bites.
Yes.
You know, so I was super emo, went through a super emo phase, but and you know what I loved, I mean, I look back on those photos now and I'm like, ooh, that was a tough look, girl, that was a tough look. But I guess it made me who I am now. It brought me to this stage. I'm sure I'll be looking back and being like, why would you do that to your hair in like 5 years from now?
Oh no, yeah. Do you still have, I had one lip, I didn't go with two. Do you still have the dots from
I've got the little dot guys, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I got him. I got my lips pierced in I went on like a sabbatical by myself to Thailand when I was about 18 years old. I was just on like I need to go find myself journey. And I literally was like backpacking and I saw somebody piercing on the side of the road and I was like, I want to get my lips pierced. So I just went and they just like, I got my lips pierced in Thailand, like totally random on the side of the road. They never went septic or anything.
Not the side of the road where the cars. Did you have to get on the sidewalk?
Yeah, it was all sorts of weirdness. Like there was like, I don't know if you've ever seen like the streets of Thailand, but it's like there's like tops and people cooking on the side of the road, and it was just like I saw somebody piercing, and I was like, sounds like a good idea to me.
Why not? And
I loved my lip rings. I took them out probably like, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago or something now. And I always feel like, oh, I miss them. I wonder if I could get them back in.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, you know, I feel like I just wanted to, I don't know, just switch it up a bit, I guess.
Just switch it up.
Switch it up.
You could always get like a cuff or something if you didn't want to commit to something.
Yeah, right. Just the little guys.
Yeah. But that might look too obvious. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't take advice from me.
I will definitely take advice from you.
Maybe if it's music, like musicians to listen to, but maybe not persons. So another question. So, okay, this is really random. This is so random, but it was the first thing I wanted to ask you after listening to your last Metal Mad interview. How are your chickens? Do you still have chickens?
I did.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I have 4 new chickens from recently, because I had 3 that died during, I actually don't know why they died. They just, our chickens are so well looked after. I mean, they get breakfast every morning, and they have beautiful fluffy beds, but they're pretty sensitive creatures. But we have 4 new ones, and I don't know why I'm having a blank on their name right now, but one of theirs name is Rita, after Rita Wilson, which I thought was hilarious. And we have Ozzy. Ozzy's super cool. But they're all girls because they lay eggs. And I can't remember the other 2's name right now. That's terrible, but I don't remember. But yeah, right now they aren't actually laying eggs, so they're in trouble right now because they go through the season of like molting or something, where their feathers fall out when the seasons change. Yeah. And so they basically are they're freeloaders right now because they're eating all the food and not giving us any eggs.
Oh my goodness. Where are the eggs?
I know. That's all I long for every day.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what other things, and that came from like the pandemic, right? Like being at home a lot, and then you got your chickens. Are there other things that you maybe did during the pandemic at the beginning, the first year, I guess I'll say, that you still do to bring you joy today?
Well, I like to, I said earlier that I'm a creature of habit, and I wake up early. So I'm pretty much awake by like 5:30 or 6 every day.
Wow.
And I'll go for a 2-mile walk every day, and then a 2-mile walk in the evening again. And so I feel like getting out and moving is really important. I love to cook. So it's like I work from my house mainly, and because of the pandemic, we've had Zoom sessions. So I've done a lot of cooking, and I've cooked like 3 times a day, like every day, which has been really cool because I just love it. I love to just see what I have and throw things together. So that's been really cool. That's pretty much what I've been doing. Lots of cooking, lots of eating, lots of walking, lots of Netflix.
Okay, favorite thing on Netflix right now?
Ooh.
Put me onto something good, because I haven't been able to watch really much. I mean, put me onto something.
I don't know. I haven't actually. The last thing that I watched that I actually really liked, which I'm sure you've already seen, was Squid Games.
I haven't seen it. I'm telling you, I'm always behind.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I was also that person. I was like, I don't believe the hype. I'm not watching this, whatever. And then I watched it and I was sold. I was just like binge watch, just like, I was like, stop everything. We are finishing this whole show. So I really enjoyed it. I like things with metaphors and meanings, and it has a great concept, I think. It's kind of what the We Are Pigs album is about, so it was relatable, and I thought it was good. I mean, it's really sinister and evil and sad, but I guess that's a lot of what the world is.
Yeah, the reality of a lot of people's lives.
Yep.
So I won't hold you too much longer. But I, was just saying that I appreciate like this project that what you're doing right now. Because I think for a while it kind of felt like musicians were really burnt out and really struggling with their craft, and not being able to do shows, not being able to actually get on stage, not being able to be with collaborators in person. And I just love that you were able to sort of turn that and just say, hey, let's come all, let's
yes. Thank you. That means so much. It really does. It's like, it's just cool that people are, I don't know, it's just such a weird thing, when you put your art out there. And I wish people were kinder in life, because I just see a lot of unkindness. And I know that if you put yourself out there, it's like there's going to be a lot of haters. But this project has brought the majority has been super positive vibes, from people on the outside. So I think that's a testament, and that's just to the good vibes and the good energy that we're putting into it,
Yeah. And so will people be able to feel that energy in person, the concert experience anytime?
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh, okay. What are some things
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We just started rehearsing, and that was fun, because it's been weird. Like, nobody's wanted to get together for a really long time because of the pandemic. It's like everybody, some people have their grandparents living with them, and so it's like, I'm going back and forth to LA doing sessions. So like Terry wasn't sure if, he's like, my dad's at the house, so now they everything's sort of getting better, although we have this new variant that's just hit us.
Yeah, I just learned about that. Yeah.
I know. So I'm just like, oh God, what now? But it's been cool that we've been able to get together and start rehearsing. So it's a 3-piece, super dope. Terry's on guitar, Edo is on drums, I'm on vocals and guitar, and then it's track heavy because the project's pretty like trappy and 808y, you know. So we've got it's gonna be a pretty crazy live show. I'm very unfit right now, so I booked myself into like some CrossFit classes from Monday, because it's like I literally could not sing like one of these songs and be running around a stage right now. So it's a whole different kind of fitness level. So it's I gotta get fit so I can bring it for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, rock the crowd.
Yeah, I'll see if I can pull up a little. I'm gonna give you guys a little sneak peek here of something. Oh shit! Exclusive!
Y'all just heard that? Oh my gosh.
It's so heavy. It goes so hard. I can't even wait for you guys to hear that song and see the video.
Oh my goodness. And it looked beautiful where you were. Oh my goodness.
We were in this skate park. It's called Nude Bowl. It's like a famous skate, what do you call them? A skate bowl out here. Like the Red Hot Chili Peppers have done a show there. It's in the middle of the desert.
Wow.
And it was so cool. I went so hard, dude, that I actually lost my big toenail. That's how hard I went for the video. Like I was like freaking moshing so hard, like my toe, I lost my big toenail. That is dedication to the art.
Now, y'all need to make sure you watch this video.
Nothing sexier than that.
Literally, so much has gone into this, including a toenail.
It was not cute, that's for sure. It hurt a lot.
Oh no, now you have to wear shoes and like walk.
I know. It's not pretty, but you know, what are we gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Oh, well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I know you're a busy woman. You got so much going on, so much coming out soon. What is like the next thing we can look for?
Well, super excited for you guys to see Anorectic, which is coming out somewhere around about the 17th of December. It's the sneak peek of the song that I just showed you. And that music video will be coming out on the first week of January. So, and then we're going to roll out that Terry from Alien Ant Farm is in the band, and we're going to be touring and all these great things. And Metal Mad TV is the first to know of it.
That's right.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's what's up.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been such a joy and a delight to chat with you. You are a badass, and thank you for all your love. I can't do, there's no We Are Pigs without you guys, so thank you.